I think that we're live. So far, it looks good, but I'll give you guys a few seconds to pop in and say hello. We got Trash Fire here, Brian M. Hello, hello. Flopping has been. Hello, welcome. And our guest today, we might have a few more that trickle in, but we have Brian, and I'm going to say your name wrong, so prepare for this. Christago, Christgoo.
It's like, it's all good. I get Christ Gan, I get Christ Gall, I get Christ Gnu sometimes, which I always love. It's like a very obscure German name. It's not as much of a tongue twister as like some Greek names are, but it's Christgau.
Oh,
so just Christgau.
That rolls off the tongue so much easier.
I think so.
Yeah,
but I know that thank you for asking. But you are free to mangle my name in any way you see fit.
You know, I think that's a rite of passage. Everybody that comes on my stream, just about everybody, I mangle their name. So,
But you ask. That's the important thing. It's like I hate when people don't ask, but they just mangle your name. It's somebody says, "Oh, well, you know, I'm probably going to mangle your name here." It's just like, "Oh, well, you can pretty much mangle it anyway. I'm not going to."
Right. Yeah, I will politely insult you.
Yes, thank you.
And everybody in chat, in case you hadn't noticed, we're trying out StreamYards because I saw everybody's using it, and so do let us know how the audio sounds. Let us know how it looks, all that jazz. I feel like my head looks really big right now, like I want to back up or something.
You don't look greasy though. I look greasy. I don't know. I've got like my forehead is shining and everything. I need like some baby powder on it or something.
Yeah, it's just that would. Yeah, we could do some powder. That would be awesome. Yeah, so I'm gonna just say too, Pixel Trader, I know he wants to come in, and we had planned on him coming in. He's kind of stuck out on the road, and I don't know, Pixel, if you're listening or not, but feel free to jump in. Oh, Eric's here. I have to add him to the stream though. Eric.
Hello.
Hello.
Howdy, Eric.
Hi.
How long have you been waiting there? No, you're fine.
You too.
My head's big. What is going on? This is okay. We'll get.
Your head's not big. You're just like. I think the camera's like kind of close, and my camera's
like.
Maybe I should turn off one of these lights. My head isn't shiny. So you know what? Screw vanity. My forehead looks shiny. It looks shiny. Whatever.
This is This is how we do it here on Sweetcast. It's all live. Eric, how are you doing, man? How close to 30K are you right now?
I am less than $100 away. $97.
Damn.
$97.
Sweet.
So the link should be in the description, everybody. Flying Fortress. You're going to be pulling the trigger soon, aren't you? On printing?
Yeah. We're clipping right along.
So yeah, get in there, guys.
Yeah.
Get in there. I think it would only take like maybe three backers to get you there. I don't know. I'm guessing.
Depending on what level you back at, but yeah.
Oh, you got that covered, man. And that looks like a really badass book too. That looks fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah. Israel Garcia says, "Yeah, Sweetcast has a big head, probably in more ways than one." Yeah.
Oh, Kazang, he's got 1 million of them. Where's this thing on?
Yeah. Yeah, cool. Everybody welcome in. I'm not even sure how many people. 41. See, I'm getting acclimated here. This is professional. Yeah, let's look. I'm going to try and share the screen here. We'll see what happens. And as you know, I'm going to be looking this way and that way because both monitors are now working. So we're moving on up. I'm not just staring at a blank screen. So
okay, that's cool.
Yeah, this is good. We'll try how this works. Screen share. Oh, we don't want to look at all my Twitter DMs. Here we go. Six Gun Gorilla. Let's look at this first. I know I've seen this before, but I got the creative team stuff mixed up a little bit. But Brian, why don't you tell us a little bit about Six Gun Gorilla?
Okay, Six Gun Gorilla is the story of my elevator pitch is a very big ape with very big guns blowing very big holes in very bad people. It's a comic that's based on a really, 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 really obscure pulp character from the pulp story from the 1930s. So obscure that it's been out of print since the 1930s, and the only two copies that exist are in under lock and key in a museum in London, I believe.
Very cool.
And
Man.
oh well, I should explain something about the plot, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about a circus gorilla. Well, It's about a gorilla who his tribe or his troop, as they're called, is wiped out by a big game hunter in the late 1800s. He ends up in the possession of a kindly old circus owner named Professor Malloy, who has a young daughter named Abigail. There's a little scene that I kind of swiped from the original Mighty Joe Young, which is one of my favorite movies. I kind of stole that shamelessly, where, she kind of begs him to win him in a card game, which he does. And then we fast forward into the future, and Kumba, that's the name of our six-gun gorilla, is the star attraction of Professor Malloy's Frontier Circus of Wonders. And the star attraction, and does like a trick shot show where he's like blasting beer kegs out of the sky, out of the air with like pistols that are the size of howitzer cannons. Everything seems fine, but then of course, like in the story of King Arthur, in strides Mordred. Here, there's a Italian American secret agent, a Union secret agent, because this is during the Civil War, who falls in with the circus. They take care of him when he's wounded, and then end up raising the ire of a group of hired assassins that are out to get this particular guy. Giuliano Schmidt is his name. And so the bad guy, Gravesend, and his boys take a very, very vicious, vile revenge on the circus, and our hero Kumba straps on his six guns and heads out on the vengeance trail. And from there, it is pretty much what you expect. I like to think, but also some things that you're not going to expect. I think a lot of people are often pleasantly surprised by the depth of emotion that it has. Part of that's the writing, but also a huge part of that goes to my artist, Adrian Sabar, who lives in beautiful Buenos Aires, Argentina. The reason I chose him out of all the other people who applied for the job is because he really invests his artwork with a lot of heart and emotion, and I think that comes across. Does that pretty much sum it up?
Yeah. This is oh, now I hear echoes again.
Oh, god damn it!
Sorry, everybody.
See what I can do. No, I'm sorry. Hold on.
Oh, you're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, so this looks really, really cool. I'm not actually big on westerns, full disclosure, but
That's fine.
I want to back this because this is the twist that has my interest. It looks really good.
It does.
Thank you.
Really cool.
I mean, I like to think, like some people are saying, like, you're never going to be able to sell this to any of the major independents because they don't want westerns.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, yeah, well, this is a western to the core, make no mistake about it. But boy, it's got a heck of a hook, I think. It's not your average western hero, that's for sure.
Yeah, this isn't the same kind of stuff that you would see in a western. I don't know. It's a really unique idea. Really, really cool. And yeah, like you were saying earlier, the reviewers had a lot of really good stuff to say about it.
Yeah.
So I am definitely interested. Yeah, I see A Man in Lunacy is posting links. Please do. You're early on the campaign, aren't you? 34 days left. Plenty of time to get it, but it's always good to hit that goal quick. So yeah, if you're interested in this, please do check it out.
I hope so. And what's really wonderful is that I can pimp this book with confidence because once again, people just have really responded to it in a positive way. The critics have been super duper duper nice. Like I was saying to you before, Clint, that's not me boasting. That's me being really, really, really grateful. If we'd gotten crappy reviews, and then I'm sure I would have been like, well, critics, what do they know? But deep down inside, I would have been wounded.
No, shout it from the rooftops.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
everyone should know. Yeah.
If I might add really quick, like, to me, the real joy was I got the big thumbs up and a blurb to use from one of my literary heroes, Joe R. Lansdale. He's written Jonah Hex comics. He's written Batman comics. He's written episodes of the Batman animated series. He's done Hap and Leonard. He did wrote this great little horror movie called Bubba Hotep. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. But he's like one of my heroes, and he just loved it to bits. And that's like one of those things where I'm just like, nobody can take that away from me.
Yeah, high praise.
Yeah, no, and like, once again, not boasting, grateful.
No, that's a good attitude to have, but yeah, you got to tell people for sure. Yeah, the book looks really good. I've just switched over here to Flying Fortress, and we're gonna get to the topic for sure. But there's a lot of books out. Everybody's got to see this stuff. So Eric, you've been busy. You passed me up. Your campaign passed me.
I've been busy.
You have. You're really close to 30 grand. Like really close.
I can see it. I mean, it's right there. I can't reach it yet, but it's real close. It's real close. Yeah, 29,903.
That's really close. There's kind of this. I don't know. It's like every 10,000 mark, it feels like you're in a different league, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense. So there's something like when you hit 10,000, it's a great feeling. 20,000's even better. 30,000, I don't know what that feels like yet, but it's close for me.
Will you ever know what it feels like? That's the real question.
Well, I mean, look at this. Actually, since I started doing these daily videos again, the backers have been trickling in more, so that is good. But yeah, I passed 29,000. I was on 28 forever.
Yeah.
So, well, yeah.
You've done good, and you continue to make videos, and I continue not to. So tortoise and the hare syndrome here probably going. So
you and me both
have like 300 more backers than I do. So
yeah, well, it's a $15 book too.
Exactly.
Actually, I do want to look at Six Gun Gorilla here quick. This is the featured one's 50. Trade paper blast. How many pages is this? 144 pages.
Yep, it's the first 6 issues. And 1 trade paperback. Now, if I were a sensible person, I would just take the first 5 issues and put those in the trade paperback. And then that would be volume 1, and then the next 5 issues would be volume 2. But I don't know. I just figured, you know what? I want to release the first 6 issues. Hit them hard. Make sure that people get a nice chunk of the story. And if it's successful, if the campaign is successful, then I'll release a volume 2. And issue number 7 is already completely finished, back from the letterer. And so that shouldn't take too long.
Nice.
Wait, how did the door get open behind me?
There's a ghost.
Yeah, there's a ghost that goes from stream to stream. So it may be in your house now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been here before. Mm-hmm. I did notice someone in this chat said, Brian, look behind you. So I didn't catch what it was. Could have been a naked person. I don't know, but it could have.
I think it was my mom. My mom's got Alzheimer's. I'm like her sole caregiver, and so it might have been her.
I was totally joking about the naked person. Totally joking.
All right.
I'm sold, by the way. I'm going to be backing this because
this is really cool.
It does look really good. You convinced me. That was easy. I'm backing it.
Sure.
$25. It looks like is the buy-in to get it digital, and you could go 10 for digital, but come on, you don't want the paper.
Absolutely.
Put it on your shelf.
Yeah.
That's the goal, is to have a nice trade paperback that people can take off the shelf. If I can, exceed my goals, one of the stretch goals is to maybe release it also as a hardcover, which would be really sweet.
Yeah.
Be nice.
This is good. This is one of those projects that, okay, so like people ask me a lot how they can get on Ethan's stream. I don't really know the answer, but it sounds like a good idea to me that if everybody sees this and you see it's good and you want it to get funded more, just tweet it at Ethan. Like just retweet the campaign at Ethan. He's already read it and had high praise, but just keep it on his radar. I think that's a good way to do it, and other people see it as well.
Yep.
Yeah, the other one I wanted to look at here is Cover Crashers. Pixel Trader wants to be here, and I'm hoping he does jump in here when he can. But we're going to be looking at this. This is, it kind of reminds me of the Garbage Pail Kids. You guys remember those?
Oh yeah,
of course.
Yeah. So
do you remember the Garbage Pail Kids movie?
I did not even know there was a movie.
There was a movie.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's special. Yeah, I'm sure you can find the trailer on YouTube. Look that up. It's squishy.
Nice. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, these are trading cards, and the thing I love is he's just teasing all of the ComicsGate creators, or at least this group of ComicsGate creators, by redoing their titles, their logos with some, pretty funny stuff. Yeah, good stuff. So please do check that out. Again, all this, the links are all in the description below. Here, we're going to stop sharing. Stop screen share. Oh, okay. So is this better, or is this better?
No, do the other one.
This one's better.
Yes.
I agree.
Not for me. Maybe for Eric, but you know what? I'll adapt. It's all good. Here, let me just
get
a little closer on my ugly puss. I can see how my crib is in disarray, but that's all good.
It's all good. Yeah, I've got a new wall behind me, and I've changed this to, instead of looking out my door where the ghost would pop in, I have like a little office nook now, and I'm going to be hanging more stuff up behind me. So yeah, I've got some prints. I need to get some frames though, so it'll look better.
If you see a door open behind me, call the Ghostbusters, because there are no doors behind me.
Yeah, it's going to be a portal into another dimension.
It will be, yeah. Chalk drawings on the wall, they turn into blood, and
yeah.
Oh, well, then I think you want an exorcist, or
Maybe.
at least a priest,
Yeah.
or a rabbi, or some kind of holy man to chase away the bad juju.
most definitely.
Well, I got Arnold Schwarzenegger's Conan sword behind me, so I am prepared to defend myself if need be.
Nice.
Although, not against ghosts.
Nice. All right, guys. So I titled this stream ComicsGate or something like that. I don't even know what the title is. ComicsGate Phase. What phase are we on now? I keep hearing things changing, but
yeah.
I don't think it matters at this point. I'll be honest. What the number is, I don't know. Is that an unpopular opinion, everybody? What phase are we on? Tell us in the chat. To me, I feel like there is, though, this year, the way that I look at it, there are some pretty important things that will probably be happening and that need to be happening. And I think part of that is becoming more established within the mainstream. I was watching one of your boy Zach's videos, and he was talking about how basically his sales ended up being third. So his book, Jawbreakers, God King, sold third out of all trade paperbacks that are listed on Comic-Con. That's a pretty big deal. If you think about it.
Yeah. Wow. Congratulations, you boy, Zach. I mean, I always enjoyed that guy's videos. I mean, I think he's the one that got the whole dough ball rolling, and did it with wit and style and humor. Do you know what I mean? There was always, his videos never felt mean-spirited to me. So God, third. Now the comic book industry, the mainstream comic book industry, is going to be extremely pissed.
Yeah.
And now they're going to be out for blood. I absolutely guarantee you. Because it seems to me that the mainstream comic book industry is kind of like the legacy media, how they don't like guys like you, Clint. Mm-hmm. You know? They're like, well, wait a second. It's like, well, we made it through the gatekeepers. They're like, who the heck are you? You're like a guy in a room with a microphone. Like, what? Any guy with a microphone now can, like, go on air and get attention and talk about whatever he wants. I think that I mean, you've seen like the apocalypse and everything. I don't know if that hit you, but I think you're going to see the comic book industry getting aggressive the way that the legacy media has.
Right. Yeah, and I think you hit on a good point, because so first, the thing that you always hear come up is that, well, all those books that are on Indiegogo, it is it's they're racist or something like that. There are all these personal attacks.
Nazis.
Right. The fact that he has hit so high on the sales charts is amazing, but it's also amazing that it's not being recognized. They're not keeping track of those kinds of sales on Indiegogo, and I do think you're right. Like there's another component to that, and that is they don't want things to change, or that are not ready for it. Kind of reminds me of the riots, like you saw in France when it came.
Yeah, the yellow vests.
Yeah, taxis versus Uber, right? Things are changing.
Yeah, and of course, first the media is going to ignore you, and then when they can't ignore you, they're going to character assassinate you, call you a Russian spy or a Nazi or white supremacist. That seems pretty popular these days. Yeah. I've made no secret. My politics are strictly very much to the left. I'm a Democratic Socialist, a Green Party registered, but I always felt at home with CG just immediately, because it's not a movement that's so much about hating on SJWs, although, let's face it, they're a pain in the posterior, but more a movement about people sharing their love for comics.
Yeah.
Because
Brian, sorry to interrupt you.
No.
People are saying in the chat that your gain is way too loud, and I wasn't sure if it was just me or not. But yeah, if you could turn down the volume of your mic, give that a try.
Okay, I'll see what I can do here. Sorry about that, folks.
Yeah, probably
this is a little bit of an experiment. We're kind of winging it here.
No, you're good. And this is again, part of the thing is that the way I see it, it's not like, oh, here's a conservative counter movement, though there are a lot of, there are a lot of conservatives for sure. I lean right for sure, but I'm more interested in just making comics and the politics not mattering, and I think there are a lot of people that agree with that on all sides, politically.
And also, I'm anti-censorship. And I've always seen the SJW movement as a censorship movement.
Yeah.
And how there are certain people, my Democrat friends like to call me a free speech absolutist. And yeah, I wear that I wear that like a badge of pride. Yes, absolutely. I believe one of the things that makes this country unique is the First Amendment. Most countries don't have guaranteed freedom of speech. And freedom of speech means that you are also going to hear things sometimes that you don't like, and opinions that you don't like.
Right.
And I just, I've always been of the opinion of Voltaire, who said, "I disagree with what you say, but I defend unto death your right to say it."
Yeah.
I wish more people kind of saw things that way.
You're absolutely right. It looks like we're getting some echo too. Sorry, everybody. Can you try your headphones?
I couldn't plug them in. They're like for the.
They don't even plug in. All right.
Okay, yeah. Let me hold on. Let me do a little tinkering here.
Okay. Yeah.
Anybody else coming in?
Work that out. Yeah. Well, Eric muted himself. He disappeared.
That's a shame.
Will hopefully be coming in. It's okay. We'll keep it going. Let me take a look at the chat, though. See, I've seen a lot of different things, like I'm a libertarian. Oh, look at that. JJ, we can put you right on the screen. That works pretty good. And Eric is having tech issues. Guys, I didn't even know it could do this. If I click on your name, it shows it. That's pretty cool. Let's see. I heard somebody say, too, that for politics, they watch other channels. They watch Tim Pool, or Hell Tim Pool right here. Yeah, that's the thing is... There's for sure politics is intermingled. It's kind of weird. It's a push against politics, but at the same time, there's an acknowledgement that politics exists, and I think that's the only healthy way to look at it.
it's a specific type of politics. It's identity politics. Now, when I was talking about censorship, there are different types of censorship. There's a censorship that tells you what you can't say, and this is a new kind of censorship where they're telling you what you have to say. And right. I don't virtue signal in my work. I'm not out to convince you that I'm a nice guy. That's for my private life. There are plenty of artists whose politics I disagree with vehemently. I'm a huge Kurt Russell fan. Just there's the evidence right there. Snake Plissken action figure. Somebody whose politics I'm not crazy about, but I'm still a fan. John Milius, who did Conan the Barbarian, he leans very right. Huge fan of his. Yeah. There was a time where we could agree to disagree, and those days unfortunately seem to be behind us.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, and that's one of the reasons. I don't know where I take that the saying separating the art from the artist.
Mm-hmm.
I can separate the art as long as the artist doesn't hate me and go out of their way to tell me that they hate me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That seems like a bigger problem to me. So voting differently that's the world I want to live in, where we can vote differently and still talk comics. Yeah,
I love Roman Polanski's movies. I love Chinatown. Like I said, I'm a huge horror guy to the core. I love Rosemary's Baby. I love the Fearless Vampire Killers, the Tenant. There's a bunch of other ones too. Fact of the matter is that Roman Polanski is a child molester. And, if I had a daughter and he happened to be nearby and was eyeing her, I might just take his head off, but still love his movies.
Yeah, that would probably be the appropriate response. Yeah, I'll go with that for sure. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's essentially to me what it boils down to for me in ComicsGate. When I look here at Concrete Leper says, I consider CG in Phase 2 because the first wave came and it was successful, and now we see creators doing better, and it's a lot of good comics coming out now, exiting. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, there are a lot of great comics, and the problem that I run into now, whereas when I sort of jumped into things last year, it was October when I jumped into things, I saw like a few big heavy hitters as far as campaigns go, and now there's so many just great comics. There's a lot of competition, which is a good thing because that forces people to up the quality. But yeah, it's just something that I've noticed. That is a good point. So I've heard Phase 2 and Phase 4. No Phase 3ers though. I don't know what happened in Phase 3. So I'm curious with your book. Let's share it again here. How long have you been working on this? Is this a complete story?
It's a complete story. All 10 issues have been fully scripted. The first 7 issues have been completed in full, illustrated, inked, colored, lettered. I just have never been able to find a publisher for it. And which, is a shame, especially when I look at some of the stuff that Dynamite is publishing. And, I'm not going to, go, oh, what was me? If they don't like my stuff, they don't like my stuff. But at the same time, I've gotten nothing but great reviews. I think that my book, I put my book up against anything that's on the stands right now. Well, that's kind of setting the bar kind of low, to be perfectly honest. We're seeing the apps. Okay, total non sequitur. I showed a friend of mine the first issue of America Chavez. He knows nothing about comic books. He thought it was a satire of an SJW comic. Not an SJW comic.
Yeah.
A satire of an SJW comic, because there's a cringe on every single page. So,
yeah.
I think that Indiegogo is replacing comic book stores the way that the comic book stores replace the spinner rack. I think that the medium now, the future of the medium is going direct to the customer.
Right. It does seem like the political things in comics is just another side, or is another thing going on, but there's more to it than just that, for sure. At least that's the way I see it. It's definitely the technology is evolving again, and so I don't know. The sooner people are jumping on board, I think the better. I love this image, by the way. I don't know. Is this one of the covers?
Yeah, that is one of the covers. That's going to be the cover to either 8 or 9. Although to tell the truth, it's so whip ass. I was actually thinking about including that in the 7th issue, just shoehorning it in
Nice.
there. Adrian, like I said, is just an incredible artist, and I'm just very, very lucky, very, very privileged to work with a talent like him.
That's fantastic.
That's what the comic's all about, that image. If that looks like something you'd like to read, by all means.
There's something about non-human characters that have human characteristics in comic. Like, I'm a big Ninja Turtle fan.
Yeah.
And, Cyberfrog too, other things. There's a lot of good stuff out there. And so, yeah, to me, I'm definitely backing this for sure.
Nice.
Eric's back. I don't know if he's working, though.
You shan't be sorry.
I don't hear anything, Eric. Nope.
Welcome back, Eric.
I don't know if it's us or not. I'm gonna drop Towers Comics over Eric's face, though. Totally didn't mean to. Let's see. He says, "This is such a revealing conversation to hear, especially when your friends turn pro censorship."
Yeah.
I'd be interested to hear what that's about. But yeah, that's exactly right. Defending other people's right.
It's happened to me. I've been accused of being what do they call me? A Nazi sympathizer for suggesting that it's a bad idea to punch people in the head because you disagree with their politics.
Yeah.
That's just the age that we live in. When people, throw around accusations like that, I don't know if it's because they're stupid or because they think that that's going to be a way to get you to shut up. Either way, it's just not cool.
Check.
Right. Oh, there we hear you, Eric.
You hear me?
Hey, Eric.
Hello.
You sound like you're on the moon, but
I want to see more of Eric's comic.
Hang on.
Yeah, we'll look at it. I don't know how I feel about StreamYard so far, guys. I'll be honest. I love the layout and everything, but it seems like the audio is funky.
Am I still too loud?
You sound really, really loud to me.
Sorry.
But it's okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure where the problem lies, but I'm like really hoping I can find some kind of a mixing board here or something, and I'm not finding it. I'm going to look in the settings here a little bit.
Maybe if I speak very softly.
That does help a little bit, I think. Okay. I do have my headphones turned down really low, though, so I don't know. Let us know in the chat, everybody, if it's I don't know, sounding better at all. Yeah, there's not much here.
Apologies if I am obnoxiously loud. I try not to be an obnoxiously loud person.
Oh no, you're fine. It really is an audio thing that happens. So, yeah, it is better though. Jim Cox is saying, yeah. I don't know. I'll probably play around with Streamlabs a little bit more, and we'll see. Who originated the stream? You should move their own mic away from their faces, and it will sound better. I originated the stream, but I'm afraid I'm really quiet. If I move it away, it might get even quieter.
We lost Eric again?
I think he's logging back in, and it looks like okay. Pixel Trader is trying to get in. He's muted right now. I don't know if you can hear us, Pixel, but feel free to. I'm going to add you to the stream. So he is added to the stream, and just if you want to start talking, go for it, and we'll make sure it works.
Howdy, Pixel.
Yeah, we'll see if it works. How's it going, guys?
Hey,
it's going.
Good.
Yeah.
Pixel, you made it just in time.
Awesome.
Actually, we did talk about Cover Crashers a little bit, but I do want you to talk about it again because I did not do it justice. That's for sure.
Well, I actually heard part of it. I had YouTube pulled up as I was driving.
Nice.
But yeah, I was listening to it. No, I mean it is pretty much what you said. I look at it as kind of a history of what CG is too, to some degree, because like projects like Punchline, for instance, while it wasn't CG, it was one of those first campaigns that was in the mix with everybody else when everything came out. But yeah, so what the project basically is a parody project, an homage to all these different campaigns that have been successful or been an influence to me. So like, Cyberlog obviously is Cyberfrog. Red Rooters is a play on Red Rooster. Big Mouth Bill for Bigfoot Bill. There's a lot of different things I'm trying to do here. And the first part of the project was to try to replicate the logo as best as possible. And I think for the most part, I've done okay. But the other part of it, though, is to try to capture the same style as the artist. So, for instance, if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see Brutus the Half-Ass. And I was actually trying to go for the there's a cover piece that was done that looks a lot like Simon Bisley. And I've never done that style before, so I was kind of trying to capture that look and feel. But
well, you got it.
Yeah, some of it's easy to get. Sometimes it's not so easy. I lucked out with that one. There's a few other pieces. I don't think I actually have them listed on here, but I think they're on Indiecron. But there is a Berserker Nut. Berserker Nut's based on Berserker Knot of the Jeff Lafferty's campaign. And while it didn't make a whole lot of money, the art style on it was amazing. It was one of those books that I think was a sleeper last year that people really should have picked up. I think it might even still be on in-demand.
Oh, wow.
But yeah. And then Critical Snail is actually a real book. That's one of those sneaky ones that I'm putting in here. That's mine. Hopefully later this year or early next year, I'm going to be working on a campaign as well as a game for Critical Snail.
Wow. So are you the artist on it?
Yeah.
You're a man of many talents. I think this is the first time I've ever actually heard your voice. We've talked a bit on Twitter, quite a bit actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're a really good artist. I'm impressed.
Oh, thank you.
I'm definitely getting like a kind of wacky packages kind of feel
Absolutely.
from it. I don't know if you remember those cards from back in the day.
Yeah, I actually have an uncut sheet of those.
Nice.
Those were definitely the impetus for this, because they were the precursor to Garbage Pail Kids as far as that wacky kind of making fun of things and joking style. And what's really funny about this project is I was working on Critical Snail, and I started drawing this like cybernetic kind of arm-looking thing, and it looked kind of like a log. And so I was talking to Dr. Wright, and I'm like, hey, check this out. And so I drew a frog on it. I'm like, look, it's a cyber log. And he's like, oh my God, what are you doing? You're supposed to be working on your project. I'm like, no, this is going to be great. Just watch. And so I did the coloring and stuff on it. And then I showed it to a few people, and they were like, this is the best thing ever. You got to put this up. You got to do this. And then I showed it to Doug Tenaple, same thing. He was super excited about it. And he said, oh, you have to do one for Bigfoot Bill. And he actually coined the phrase Big Mouth Bill because he was getting in trouble with his mouth around that time. He was actually the one that gave me that name, so I ran with it. And
that's great.
Yeah, a lot of the creators are really getting into it. Donald was laughing his butt off about Brutus the Half-Ass.
Yeah.
The story behind that is because of the split between him and Nasser.
Yeah, I saw it, and I was like, oh, that's clever. But then I saw the for sale sign, and then it just has a whole new, deeper meaning.
Yeah,
and that's Nasser was. I don't know if it was a joke or not. I don't know where things landed, but he was talking about selling his half, trying to find a buyer for his half of Brutus.
Infighting, man, it's inevitable.
It is. This whole thing was to try to re-inject that humor and fun and camaraderie back into everything, and I thought it would be a good way to do it. Recent tensions and stuff kind of put a little bit of a hamper on some of this. I was really hoping that this would launch before anything like that happened, but it is what it is. But the funny part here is, our little letterist here, our letterer that letters everything, he actually did a card for me too. So I have the Clone Star card. Eric actually came in and did some text on it for me. So I can actually say that I have something lettered by Eric Weathers on my campaign.
Welcome to the club. Get in line.
Well, there's some audio. That's nice.
Hey, and you can see me, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think
All right.
it looks like it. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Pixel. Before you arrived, we briefly discussed the Garbage Pail Kids. I'd like you to verify that there was a Garbage Pail Kids movie and that I didn't just like hallucinate it one night.
No, it was horrendous. I don't even think it stayed in the theater, or if it did, it was gone within a week.
I think it was actually in theaters for like 2 days. But you can't verify that it exists and that I'm not just making this up or I didn't hallucinate it.
Absolutely, I've seen it, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds a little bit like the Mario Brothers movie.
Oh, it's so much darker and just disturbing.
No, it probably just went the same way, I'm guessing. I don't know. Though I have heard of that one, so maybe it's not quite as deep into the abyss. I don't know.
They tried to go with the gross factor, and it just didn't work.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they also had a fraction of the budget of the Super Mario movie. Like the Mario Brothers movie had a huge budget, whereas Garbage Pail Kids, not so much.
Yeah.
A lot of snot, though.
Well,
They did have enough money for like a lot of snot coming out of puppets' heads.
Well, now I do have to look it up because
Well, yeah, the trailer's got to be on YouTube.
Here we go. This is the Brady Bunch. This is what I was trying to achieve with Streamlabs, and here it's done it. I don't know. I've got to play around with this a little bit more, but yeah, let me know what you think about the Brady Bunch for sure.
Hey, that's the way we became the Brady
That
Bunch.
works.
That's right.
I'm just going to sit here and stare at everybody.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, phase 4. Sorry guys, I feel so discombobulated because trying to run this new stream thing. So you know, it wouldn't be Sweetcast without a boomer stream. Who is Jan? Vielnet asks. Here we go. I'll highlight that. Who is Jan? I don't know. Did anybody break their nose recently? Didn't she get a football thrown at her?
Yes.
Let's see here.
Yes.
Let's see. Garbage Pail Kids was like Dark Crystal / Labyrinth meets Gremlins in the ghetto.
That's a surprisingly accurate description. I like that.
That for some reason does not sound any better or any appealing at all. But great pitch for sure.
Most definitely. It's one of those movies like you'll put it on expecting to kind of laugh at it and have fun with it, and then like 15 minutes in, you're just kind of it just becomes painful, and you just ask yourself, why did I do this to myself?
Yeah.
Sorry, so I'm having some serious trouble here, so I'm not as chatty as I normally am.
I hear you, man.
You okay?
No, it's just technical stuff. It's not.
Oh, okay.
Stuff.
Oh, I thought you were gonna break down. Or
No,
you're gonna be
no,
like,
no,
we're here
no.
for you, man. We're here for you.
You better be here for me. When that
Hey, we all have to be here for each other, man. I thought that's what ComicsGate was about too. I mean, that's what appealed to me when I was like, because I was a lurker for a long time before I decloaked, and what appealed to me was that sense of camaraderie, and that mutual love of comics. And this recent infighting that I've been seeing, I picked a really wacky time to like decloak and join ComicsGate when all this drama is occurring, and I can't stand drama. I am a peacemaker to the core, and feel like if you could just get the warring parties together into a room, to maybe share a pizza and some tequila and maybe a little sticky icky or something, everybody would be cool with each other. It's just the nature of the internet that wires get crossed, and especially Twitter. There's just something very toxic about Twitter.
Well, I think it's one of those things. Like you can not always, but for a big chunk of the time, you can choose how you react, and that what I mean, and that solves, I think, a lot of problems. Sorry, I'm going to show this here. Jim Cox has some specifics on how to fix the audio. We'll see if this works.
Thanks, Jim.
The best example, though, is me and Eric had a totally real Twitter fight.
It was never manufactured.
Yeah, it was not made up. It was totally real, and we got over it. The thing that solved it was just more sales for our books. That's all it took.
That's really all it took. Yeah.
Yep.
By the
Problem
way,
solved.
You could. I haven't passed 30 grand yet. You could still pass me. I could stall out at 29,903. You could get $1,000.
That's true. That's true. I've actually been having, my campaign has had a little uptick again since I've just been making daily videos, and it's just like trickling. So that's really nice. I appreciate it, everybody. But yeah, if you haven't backed Downcast, we're getting close. We're like 54% finished with it, and so yeah, we're on the downhill slide. So yeah, we'll see if that works. Maybe I should share. This is part of the problem though, is I get tired of talking about it, and I know that everybody gets sick of hearing about it.
I'm not sick about hearing about it yet.
Yeah,
I always like hearing about other people's projects and how they're going. It's it's cool to get updates. You really do. I think that's one of the really appealing things about ComicsGate is that people feel invested, not just financially, but emotionally to a certain degree. I think that they're rooting for the projects that they back.
Yeah.
Well, they're not necessarily just backing it because they like the book. They also some people are backing because they like the personality.
Go ahead, say it, Eric. You like me. You know it.
I don't know. Let me see. Have I backed your book?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I probably have.
I think so. Well, you're working on it. So
yeah.
that
So
counts.
I get it for free anyway. Digitally, at least.
That's how it works. That's right. You get it blank.
Yeah, and I can rewrite it, and I can just have them all talk about Flying Fortress in the book, but that wouldn't really work. I'll have them talk about Operations Ever. Actually, that'll work better.
Whatever happened.
Marketing technique is I'll just letter that stuff into all the books that I'm putting out. That I'm working on.
I just have to point out whatever just happened. That audio sounds so much better right now.
Okay, rock and roll. I just forgot the name of the fellow who pointed me in the right direction, but thank you for the tech support.
That was Jim Cox. Thanks, Cox, Jim. You deserve a salute.
Most definitely. I salute you, my friend.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Excellent.
Yeah, so the weird thing is, okay, when I'm thinking about phases of ComicsGate, I almost feel like I'm in a different phase than everybody else. Like I'm a phase behind. That's how it feels. Because for me, this is phase one. And if you're getting into it right now, it's like it still feels like phase one because you have to get everything set up and put together. I don't know. That's how it seems to me. Because for me, phase two is like I've got other projects I'm working on, and I'm trying to get them. They're farther down the line when I launch the campaign, so people don't have to wait as long, and trying to just up the quality all around and make more creative relationships and things like that. And so I don't know, it feels like there's a lot more to do, but you need that first initial kind of boost to just prove that it works. Proof of concept. I don't know, that's how I see it anyway. What phase are you in? Yeah. Pixel, let's hear from you. What phase are we in? You, I think, know what is going on.
I feel like we're somewhere between 2 and 3.
Yeah, I've heard people say 3, but
yeah,
let's just call it year 2 because it's 2019. Exactly. Everything launched in.
Makes sense to me.
We've hit a year.
Yeah.
For my part of it, IndieCron actually launched as a subdomain last week, a year ago, and then the domain was registered a few days from now, a year ago, and then I actually moved it to the main domain. So for me, seeing all of this happen over the course of a year, I'm coming right up on the anniversary. So yeah, I mean, I just call it year 2. That's probably the best way to go.
Question is, are we still in early access or not?
Yeah, well, we have Jason Black says Sweetcast version 1.7 beta. I'm going to take that as a compliment.
He just called you a beta.
Yeah.
Trying to stir up trouble.
It could always be a delta, I guess. That could be worse. Well, I don't know.
That's true.
Incel, isn't that the offense that we're going with? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
Yeah. I don't know. How would you guys define all these phases? I almost feel like they should be phased out. Not that they should be phased out, but they could be phased out because a lot of people hear this stuff and I get the question as to what phase are we in? I don't know who.
I don't know. How did we have a Marvel Comics Phase 2 or an Image Comics Phase 2?
Not that I know of.
I mean, I'm sure somebody in the chat's gonna be like, "Well, actually," but I don't think so. Like, it's just a way to differentiate that some books have come out and others haven't. I don't know, because we don't have any like, there's no schedule, there's no, Cyberfrog is still like that second book hasn't come out, hasn't even been. It's not going to come out on Indiegogo for however long because we've got Rainbow Brute first. So does Rainbow Brute count as phase 2 for him? It's just, I don't know. I don't like when I launched my book, people were saying I was phase 3. So I don't know. It's all over the place.
Yeah, like
Well,
what's?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, what's the defining change? And
I was going to say,
just
what's
saying
the
it doesn't matter.
criteria?
right.
What's the criteria? Are we judging on like the MCU phases, or are we judging on how I don't know, the mainstream comics medium is responding to us, or or what's happened within CG in terms of infighting and factioning and that sort of a thing? I mean, I just personally think the best way to judge it is how the mainstream comics industry is responding to us. And the fact that Richard's book, Clint, you said came in at number 3.
Number 3 for graphic novel sales in the month of July.
It's on like Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
They are going to be out to get him with pitchforks and torches, and they're going to character assassinate him in the worst ways. Now you're going to, because they've up until now they've been casually dismissive. First they're ignoring us, then they're insulting us, and I think now they're going to get mad.
Yeah, and again, this is where it is more to do with the changing industry, and I think there are going to be a lot of, people that, I don't know, you can't figure it out, or you don't want to figure it out, or whatever it comes down to. I do think that is smart stuff. I'm looking at Cyberlog now.
Oh,
those are great.
Circle nut.
I get it now. That makes more
those
sense.
Are badass, man. I like those.
Okay, sorry. The delay was only like 4 seconds, so I changed it up. I don't have the text on here yet, Eric. I might have you help me with this one because that other one got a little wonky. So I want to have you read it out for me. But
yeah, I can do that.
Oh man, those are great.
Yeah, nice.
The next one's awesome.
Clone Star really cracked me up.
Very, very
so
cool.
This one's a work in progress. But
Ooh.
Have you had anybody say like, "Hey, man, what gives?" Or are they all like, "This is awesome," or they just ignore you?
John pretty much ignored me, aside from just saying, "Yeah, that's a thing." I had suggested that there might be a Rags card in the works, and they pretty much just said, "Not a chance." So
really?
I don't really want to start a fight with anybody. I want the creator to actually have fun with it.
Yeah, it's gonna if you do it, it's gonna turn into Weird Al versus Coolio all over again.
Yeah,
exactly what I was thinking of.
Yep,
exactly. Don't want that beef.
Also, you don't need permission.
No, it's satire.
I know I don't need the permission, but
I know, I understand.
Yeah,
satire
you're being polite, and I appreciate that. But if you go ahead with it, you got to play that Weird Al card the whole time.
Yeah,
so that's the way to do it.
Hey, my people said you said it was okay. You just got to get people first, and then make sure that they tell you that it's okay, even if they said it was bad, and then you can have that whole beef, and then your campaign should soar. It's all about the beef.
Yeah,
drama.
Well, even if I don't do the card, I can share some of the preliminary art because I just did a sketch about it. So the concept for Rags was actually called Sags. And
I can imagine.
So, because she's running around pretty much naked throughout the entire book, and so you figure an old lady, like 50 years old, 60 years, well, not old. Sorry, 50 is not that old, but let's go a little older, like 70. Okay, she's not going to have everything in the right place.
50-year-old Marissa Tomei is definitely not too old.
Okay, she's.
Oh,
so
I
I'm
think
gonna,
she's.
I
Uh,
misspoke saying 50. Let's say like 70 here.
Yeah,
When we get
for
into this
one,
kind of territory.
she's definitely got too many clothes on for rags.
But no one wants to see.
That's the whole point. And you could have like a scar on her hip where she had her hip replaced.
For that,
Oh my!
Oh God, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it.
You got it. You got it.
or
Demonetized.
then there's
Yeah,
I'm not
this
going
one.
to say it.
Douglas Earp says I'm cracking up.
Oh, oh man, you're killing me.
It looks great, but you know what? You can't make a card of that because they said no.
Exactly.
This is the kind of creativity that we need right now.
Most
is.
definitely.
This is going to save comics right here, everybody.
Heck yeah.
That's so great.
It's gonna start another war. One of the two.
Now, I gotta ask, did you show the Rags team any of the pictures or the name or anything like that, or you just hint that you were going to do something?
I just hinted I was going to do something. They were already out, so I figured I probably don't need to show them anything because it's not going to lead anywhere nice.
Yeah. Oh man, that's just so perfect. I would not have thought of that.
That's badass. That's really cool.
I love that. Yeah, there's some funny stuff. It kind of reminds me of oh gosh, I can't remember his name. Ninja something on Twitter. He's doing the Nightmare Chicken Feet book. You guys heard about this? It's not out yet. The art is hilarious. It's like a dude with a chicken head, but it's like he has a face, he has a head, and the chicken's neck is growing out of his face. I can't even do it justice. And then his hands are both chicken heads too.
That sounds great. I'd buy that.
His daughter actually came up with the idea and did all the art direction, and he just drew exactly what she was saying. I had him on a stream a while ago, but I don't know where he's at. But when the art's out, like I gotta show it. It's so funny. I was dying.
That's great.
There's no art yet.
He just had some sketches. Is the last I saw. Maybe let me look around on Twitter here a little bit.
Don't Google it.
My computer will not shut down now. This thing is humming in a good way. That's supposed to mean something good.
Just a warning to those out there in the audience: don't Google Nightmare Chicken Head.
Oh, you literally Googled it. It's
Yeah.
Nightmare Chicken Feet. Sorry.
Chicken feet. Oh, I'm gonna Google that. Did you? Because no artwork, just people eating chicken feet. No, but Nightmare Chicken Head. The first thing that comes up is the lady that got a chicken head in her McNuggets.
Oh. Ugh. Yeah, I just
Have you
searched
seen
for
that?
Yeah, I have.
That's a classic internet meme. Not even a meme. That's real life.
It's disturbing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, when you're biting into a McNugget, I mean, come on, you're taking your life into your own hands. You are rolling the dice there. So, I would be shocked, but I wouldn't be surprised.
All right, I feel like I'm trying to chew gum and walk at the same time. So you guys cover for me. I'm gonna find the Nightmare Chicken Feet. If it's the last thing I do.
Okay.
All right.
As long as you're not like showing pictures of coconut crabs.
Oh,
Somebody was doing that. I forget who it was. I think that maybe it was Ethan, possibly, who was showing pictures of coconut crabs, and I was just like, Audi 5000.
Yeah, I did that. I think it was me. We talked.
Was it? Oh man.
Maybe he did that too. I don't know, but we definitely
Nightmare
did.
fuel, man.
Yeah, they're freaky.
Hey, Pixel, how do I do what you're doing? I want to show pictures. Or is that just OBS?
No, it's a app called Cam Twist if you're on a Mac.
Oh no, I can just do it through OBS.
Yeah, virtual camera. That's basically all it is.
OBS. And I've been trying to keep an eye on chat, guys. I don't know if there's been any super chats or if it shows them.
I found it.
Oh my gosh, look at that head.
Is that for real?
That's
Come
for
on,
real.
man. That's got to be Photoshop.
No, this is too old to be Photoshop. It's real.
Yeah,
First of all, there's two angles. If that's Photoshop, that's insane.
I saw that on the news. That's
And look at the box. This is old. This is as old McDonald's. I didn't even mean to say
so
that.
gnarly.
It's old
That
McDonald's.
is so gnarly.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Oh.
There's more.
I'm sure there is. I'm
Wait.
sure there is.
I'm still trying to find the chicken feet here. I'm gonna find this.
Take
thing.
your time.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds kind of like I don't know if you guys have been watching the Doom Patrol series. It's absolutely fantastic. I think more people would be watching it if it wasn't behind that DC streaming service paywall. But there's a character named Animal Vegetable Mineral Man. So he's he has like two heads. He has like a human head and a dinosaur head. And I think it has a hand that's made out of celery. And I think like his torso is made out of like rock or something. But yes.
Wow. Yeah,
That's kind of what that reminds me of.
I've not been following this. Yeah, it's the I don't know, the creative this would only in comics would this kind of stuff come up. You know, the insane creativity.
Absolutely.
I like
it's cool. I mean, it's cool seeing people doing stuff that's bonkers in a inspired way. Although, if I'm correct, this is a guy that's doing a comic with his daughter, kind of like what Tug is doing with Umbrella Girl.
Yeah, so I actually just found it. Here we go.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to share the screen here, and this is going to be beautiful. So it's your friendly neighborhood ninja. I really am sorry if you're watching. I totally forgot what your Twitter name was. Here we go. This is Nightmare Chicken Feet. This is just.
Yeah. Some people just have too much time on their hands, and God bless them.
Yeah. So his daughter was like, okay, here's how he looks, and they designed some villains and stuff too. But he's got this this character drawn in these different positions, like really dynamic poses. And I gotta admit, if I saw this guy in a dark alley and I was up to no good, oh yeah.
So he's Nightmare Chicken Feet. Would that make him a horror hero like Spawn or Werewolf by Night or Morbius the Living Vampire or Man-Thing or Swamp Thing or something like that?
I don't know. This is one of those things that was totally spawned from innocence, you know, the innocent imagination of a child. And then look at we have total nightmare fuel.
Did he get his powers from eating the deep fried chicken head?
Radioactive deep fried chicken head.
Oh, that would be so great.
Yeah, it would.
We need to get him on. Friendly neighborhood, your friendly neighborhood ninja on Twitter. Everyone follow him on Twitter. But yeah, I know he's been up to stuff or something. I haven't talked to him in quite a while, but it's so funny. I love I don't know, just all this kind of the satire stuff that's coming out. Love it. It's funny. I'm just looking through his Twitter now.
It's definitely.
And now we're just going to watch clips off the internet.
Yeah, that's why everyone's tuned in to watch. All right. Well, yeah, it is 9:14. Let me know how Streamlabs went. I think I'm going to try this again to like really give it a fair shake. But I have to admit, the last stream that I did on Streamlabs, that wasn't necessarily super impressive. So I don't know. I'm comparing the two. I'd be interested in pros and cons. I realized if I was using OBS and I was a genius with it and a wizard, it would be better.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not, and I'm not sure that I want to put that much effort into it, honestly.
Well, that's the problem, huh?
Yep, that's it. There's too much else, guys. I've got so many things that I want to say that's going on behind the scenes. So excited. But actually, yeah, let me do catch up on one though. So I wrote a script for the Silver Streak, I should say, and it's basically going to be in a little anthology only with 3 stories in it, and each story is going to be full, like 22-page length issue long, and they're all going to be together. And Chuck Dixon is also working on it, which is kind of amazing. Chuck Dixon.
Sweet.
And David Furr. So we're really, really excited to be invited to write on that project. I wrote Silver Streak. I don't think I can tell you who David Furr and Chuck Dixon wrote, so I'm going to leave that a mystery for now until I have the go-ahead to announce it. But I'm not sure when it's launching either. But I know that I finished the script, turned it in. Looks like things are good. So yeah, really excited. That's something that's coming down the pike. Why don't we go the rounds here, Brian? I'm going to share yours one more time, and we're going to refresh it too. But tell us about.
Thank you, sir.
Let's get it shared here. 6 Gun Gorilla. Give us the elevator pitch.
A very big ape with very big guns blowing very big holes in very bad people.
Like it.
I like his pretty.
Wait, let me see if I can get a
yeah.
sound effect in here.
That was perfect.
Okay. And there's the trailer, the motion caption trailer. Folks, if you pop in, check out the page. Check out the trailer. There's also, I put the very first issue up there as a free download. So before you decide to back this campaign, you can thoroughly check out this book and see if it's something that you want to invest your money in.
Nice. It looks good to me. You sold me. I'm backing this. So I'm checking my bank account. If I've got money, I'm backing it now. But 144 pages, no joke. The art looks fantastic. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. The link is in the description below. Looks really, really good. Brian, really appreciate you jumping in. Let's look at.
Thank you so much for having me, man. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. And then let's look at Flying Fortress. Eric is almost at $30,000.
I'm so close.
I think he deserves
there, man.
He deserves it. Yeah.
Let me pitch it real quick because I haven't actually done that today.
Pitch it.
A B-17 crew on a top secret mission to bomb Hitler crash land in a medieval world, and they discover a plot by the evil Infinite Reich to take over the entire world, not just one world, but every dimension that they can get their hands on. Over 200 pages of story written and drawn between 2011 and 2017, and there's going to be a whole lot of extra stuff in the back. Flying Fortress is probably the best book you will ever lay your hands on. And all physical backers get 6 postcards with art from Elliot Fernandez, John Malin, Kyung Lee, Kelsey Shannon, Billy Tucci, and Matthew Weldon. And they're prints, and the book comes signed, and there's all sorts of great stuff. We are less than $100 away from $30,000. Oh, and by the way, when we get $30,000, we unlock a trading card drawn by Jawbreaker's own Aaron Alfecci, and he's working on the drawing as we speak.
Sweet.
So he reached out to me and said, "Hey, I want to be part of the campaign." And I said, "I have an idea. Hear me out." So yeah, tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your dad, even your enemies, whoever, to get in on this book, because it's going to be going to print.
Yeah,
hopefully soon. Hopefully very soon.
Looks great. Looks like a manly comic.
This book is for men and women who like men, and maybe other kinds of women too.
Yeah, get in there. I know
it's a great old school pulp adventure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm sure it was a close race between me doing the art versus Aaron Alfecci, but I think
it was really close. But
I think you made the right choice, though.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's hear Pixel. Give us your pitch here for Cover Crashers trading cards.
Oh man, I haven't practiced it. Cover Crasher. Go ahead.
This is the place to do it.
Yeah, no kidding. So yeah, Cover Crashers is a throwback homage to those cards from the 70s and 80s, things that I grew up with, the Garbage Pail Kids, the wacky packages, to throw a little jab in the sides of the indie creators that I respect and I've seen come up over the last year. And so I'm having a really good time with this. And, we just hit 50% tonight. So thank you guys, whoever backed just recently. And, yeah, we're getting there.
50%. Yeah, get in there. And this is a really achievable goal, too.
Yeah. We're just started the second week right now. So I definitely think we're going to make it. I've got some cool some cool stretch goals. So if I do cross 500 past that, for every 500 I hit, an extra card goes in the set, up to a total of 18 cards. So if I happen to get up there, everybody gets more cards.
Nice. Really, really like it. and then I'll pitch mine too because it just seems fitting here. So Downcast, we're behind Eric. We're close, but if we hit 30,000, I don't even care. Like I actually I'm really happy to be at 29 as well, but 30,000 would be fantastic. The pitch is this is about blue collar teams that use the power of gravity to fight against a corrupt city for their father's life. Lots of good stuff. I've seen guys like art that I want to show, but I don't want to spoil things. Right now we're heading through some spoiler pages, but I'm really, really excited about it. You can also get this print here. This is beautiful, done by Chaz Wagamont, and there's only not many left. I'm not going to do math before everybody, but there's 200 total, and 143 are gone right now. They've been claimed, so that collector's bundle, I think, is, it's going to be hot, so check it out.
This looks beautiful.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Salsa picante.
That's right. Yeah, I'm excited for it. Good things to come too. So thanks everybody. Oh, I do want to give Scott McCullough a shout out too in the chat.
Door Kickers.
Yeah, Door Kickers is doing good, and keep an eye on Scott. He's another one that tweet it and share it around, like at EVS and those guys, because the boost always helps for sure. And Scott's a really, really good guy.
We're working on that. So yeah, definitely.
Nice. Cool. Thanks everybody. We will see you next time.
Thank you so much. Peace out, everybody.
Later.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Whoop whoop.
It's like a two-step